Hey College and Career Success, welcome to week 8, which means we are almost halfway through this course by the end of this week, which also means spring break is right around the corner. So I hope everyone has a great spring break. This is also the time of the semester I just like to remind my students to take care of yourselves. Like, this is a stressful time of the semester. You're often have midterms and 8-week sessions are ending. So I know it's sometimes like common sense, like sleep well, get enough to eat. But because we're often so busy during this time of the semester, we forget those basic things. So this is just your reminder to take care of yourself, take a moment, and hopefully you can do some self-care over spring break. All right, so because we are halfway through the semester, I just want to remind you your workshop video, or your workshop assignment. I know we have until week 16, but underneath my start state, under pages, training and development, check out those student success workshops. There are still plenty of offerings throughout the month of March and then April. There's some in May, but I would not recommend waiting that long unless these are ones you really want to attend. All right, so let's jump in. We're going to scroll down to week 8. Week 8, chapter 6. Make sure you take a look at the lecture video that's going to go through the concepts for the chapter so you have a basis of understanding for the actual assignments. Chapter 6 is all about like memory and test taking and studying and kind of those bits and pieces that make a more effective college student. So as normal, you have a discussion post due by Wednesday for your weekly attendance, and you need to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. We are getting better at the 150 words, but I'm still seeing some people fall significantly below. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Type it out in Word first, or just pay attention when you're typing it in Blackboard for the word count. You're going to have an assignment and a quiz. So let's click in here. Here we go, chapter 6 discussion. Pretty short and sweet, and it's really personal. So it says take a few minutes to list the ways you create memories on a daily basis. Do you think about how you make memories? Is that a thought process that goes through? I want to actively remember this moment. Do you do anything that helps you keep track of memories? Do you scrapbook? Do you take journals? Do you do photo albums? Do you revisit things, on social media, like your memories, like 1 year ago today? What do you do? Do you just try to be present in the moment, so that you're really thinking through the way that you create memories on a daily basis? So that's what I mean by it being personal. It's not something you have to really research. It's what do you do on a daily basis to make memories, and then keep track of them, reflect on them. So make sure that you post by Wednesday for your weekly attendance and then respond to 2 classmates so you get those full points for the actual assignment. All right, for the chapter 6 assignment, test your memory. You're going to open up this Word doc. It's going to open up, and it's going to give you these 1, 2, 3. So first, look at this list for 30 seconds. That's it. Be honest with yourself. 30 seconds. And then when you're done, I'm going to make this larger, scroll down. Then, without looking at that list, write down as many words as you can recall. Again, be honest. I'm not grading you on how many you remembered or anything like that. It is really just an exercise. So write down as many words you can recall from that table above. Then answer these questions. How many words were you able to remember? 6 words. Which words did you forget? Then scroll back up and check which words you forgot. And then what techniques did you use? Did you just repeat them over and over? Did you make a little song? Did you make connections? Did you visualize? What did you do? When you're done, you can just save this actual document right here and go ahead and drop it in this Dropbox. Okay, so that's the chapter 6 test your memory assignment. Again, be honest. You are not getting graded on how many or how few words you remembered. It's more kind of how did you answer those questions? Did you think through that process? And then, of course, hopefully as you're used to your chapter 6 quiz. So if we pull this up, here are the questions. So question 1 talks about, thinking, and I know we've had some of these similar questions before, but because this is a very specific test-taking chapter, think about the kinds of questions you've had in the past. Is it multiple choice, fill in the blank, true, false? What kind of format have you normally experienced? Do you like one more than the other? Do you do better on some than others? Does it depend for you on the subject matter? Is it history? Is it science? Is it math? Or does it matter on the format? Do you think you can measure your knowledge better on certain assessments than others? Question 2, it focuses on test anxiety. Have you experienced it? What is that like? Have you tried to alleviate it? What works? What doesn't work? Question 3 focuses specifically on your memory. Do you have a good memory? If so, what things are easy to remember? Do you struggle to remember anything? What kind of techniques do you use, like mnemonics? How is memory going to play a role in your profession? 4, this kind of echoes again a few other questions we've talked about. How would you say studying for college is different than studying for high school? Are there similarities or the differences between the tests? So you're kind of thinking about that comparison, contrast again. And then question 5 specifically talks about how do you analyze your performance on a test? Did you go back and look at it, or do you not do that? And why not? How do you go about after you get a grade back on a test? What do you do? Do you reflect? Do you assess? Do you prepare? Do you just tuck it away? Right, so when you're done with that, make sure you submit that as well. If you have any questions, that's it over week 8. So remember, you are posting memory assignment and chapter 6 quiz.